everyone. Today we are going to be talking about decorating on a budget. Now, how many of you actually get a budget in place before doing your restyling or even doing a whole house makeover? Now, I have heard many people that don't have a budget, or their budgets blow out of proportion, or they don't estimate enough money in their budgets to cover their styling designs. So I'm going to share with you a couple of strategies on how to put your decorating budget into place. And this is one thing that I actually work with my clients is, first and foremost, what is their budget? So what is a reasonable budget that you are going able to have to make that redesign or do that whole new styling fit out? Make sure that it's actually within your limits. Don't go for an extreme budget if you know that you're not going to be able to afford that budget at the end of the day. But so you've got to actually be really comfortable with that budget that you're putting forward. It just depends also on what type of redesigning you're going to do or what type of styling. So if you're going to be doing say a whole room makeover, and that's including your bedroom suite and then your soft furnishings and rugs and all that, I sort of have a little bit of a higher price point, but make sure once again you can still feel comfortable about that. Hey Liv, how you going? I'm so glad you could join me. Do you stick to a budget when you're decorating, or do you just go out and buy things willing and nilling? I'd love to know. Pop it in the comments. So also have a room design plan. So have a plan set in place first before you go and hit the shops. Because if you're going and you don't have a room design plan of what you want or what you actually want to achieve in that room, you're going to be so overwhelmed when you do go to the shops. So that is so important, to have a vision in mind and a visual actual, even if you write it on a piece of paper or if you pop it on the computer, so that so that is also about creating a mood board as well, because we want to create that mood as well for our area that we're trying to restyle or redesign. It can be quite overwhelming when you're trying to put a room design plan together, because there's so many choices, but you really got to sit down and think, what do you want your vision to be and what do you want the end outcome to be? So if you've got the end outcome in mind and having the different types of colors and the particular style that you want, and also, when I say particular style, we may have many different elements of style that fit into our plan, which is quite fine. We don't necessarily always stick to the one style. You'll find that you'll most probably got multiple different styles within your home. So moving on from that, we want to be able to shop around first. So once you've got your room design plan, then go and start shopping around for those particular items, because you'll be surprised. Oh, hey Becky, how you going? I'm so glad you could make it. Hey, hello Clara. She's most probably watching and saying, oh, there's Auntie Boo. So just also, shop around first, because there might be one particular item that you have on your plan, but there could be multiple stores that have that one item, and it could be cheaper. So you're going to be saving on your budget as well, which is a good thing, because that's what you want to do. You want to not necessarily reach to every dollar of your budget, But if you can come under budget, that is just absolutely fantastic, because then you can put that into something else later on as another room that you might want to design. So yeah, put it onto a visual budget so you can actually see where your money has been allocated, because like it just falls back to that if you're going and not having a budget, you're not having a design plan set in place, and you're going to the shop, you need to know where your money is being spent in that budget. So it could be furniture, it could be accessories, it could be, you know, rugs, it could be wall art, it could be anything like that. So you just need to know where your money is being allocated to. And prioritize as well is so important. So what are your priorities when it comes to redecorating or redesigning on that particular room with your items? What is the most important item that you need to get, and you focus on that one first, and then you work through your list. Also, yeah, sticking to your budget is so important, because you know, there's so many factors that are involved in when you're going to go and redesign as well. And they are, you know, you don't want to go over budget, you don't want to overspend, you don't want to sort of keeping, because, you know, if you're going over budget, you've, one, got to find that extra money. Two, you're going to be in overwhelm, because you know that you've spent that money and you actually have to find that extra money. And you can also redesign in stages. You don't have to go and redesign your whole home at once. Sit down, and it comes back to prioritizing what rooms need to be done first, and then work your way through. Now, I hope that has been valuable. I would love to hear what your take-home points were out of that, because it is just so important that we have a budget when we're going to go and decorate, because if we haven't got that budget, we then need to, you know, we've got that, like I say, we've got that overwhelm, we've got that, and you need to know where that money is coming from, because you don't want to really rob Peter to pay Paul at the end of the day. So, you know, be serious, sit down, think what your budget is, have your budget plan, have your room makeover design, redesign set in place before you go and you do your shopping. Now, I actually have a budget template that I have designed that I use when I'm actually working with clients. So I would love to share that with you. So if you would like a copy of my budget template for redecorating, just pop in the comments below budget, and we will send you a copy of that. It's so valuable, because it actually works out for you that actually you can pop in your original budget price and what the actual price is, and at the end of the actual template, it works out for you whether you're over or under your budget as well. So you can then, before you go to the shops, you then can actually see where you need to make adjustments in your budget to be in line with your budget or under your budget, because it will show that you're over your budget, unless you have got some extra funds allocated. By all means, then do that, but I would really advise that you stick to the budget that you have decided upon, and go from there. So thank you so much for joining me, Libby and Becky. It's been great to have you guys watching me live, but if you're watching the replay, please hashtag replay, and I would love to know whether you actually decorate on a budget, or you just go to the shops and you just go and buy the items that you need without having any planning set in place. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back next Wednesday at 10 o'clock for another Styling Insights. Have a great day. Bye.